All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Look, I know we haven't had a lot of content lately. Brian dropped a video last week, I think, kind of addressing that. There just really hasn't been a lot to talk about in the industry. And you couple that with the fact that Brian and I have kind of been two ships passing in the night for a couple of months now. In fact, Brian's not here because he is on a plane from Geneva to Paris right now. Otherwise, we would have tried to work out some kind of conference call. But not a lot of news lately, but there is news to break today. And I'm just going to come right out with it. You probably saw it in the thumbnail. The Hemi is back in the Ram trucks. The 5.7 liter V8 is back. That rumor has been going around for a while. And Stellantis confirmed it on a media call earlier this week that we got to take part in because of you. Thank you. So yes, those rumors have been all over the internet, and it is confirmed the Hemi is back with a catch, kind of. So I'm going to go over all that. I'm going to let you know what details we know here in the video. Before I do that, please subscribe. We are growing so fast. We are nearing 4,000 subs. The reason we even have this information is because of you guys and your interest and the subscriber growth that we've seen. So please do that. We really appreciate it. All right. So the 5.7 liter Hemi is back in the Rams. Now it's back in eTorque form. I'll talk more about that. And it is back this summer. Supposedly, that is what they tell us. Those were their words. It will be back this summer, with the exception of the Rebel. I don't know why. They didn't tell us why, but for whatever reason, they are not going to have it back in the Rebel yet, but it is coming later. How much later, I don't know, in the Rebel. All right. So I would imagine you all want to know how much, and that we were given $1,700 upgrade over the straight six Hurricane or whatever. All right. 5.7 eTorque. There's been no real talk of any other variants, unfortunately. But hey, V8s are disappearing. We see this as a win, right? So are you going to be able to get it on any Ram truck? No. You're going to be able to get it on pretty much everything up to the limited / Longhorn trims, okay? That they said this summer. And then you'll be able to get it in the Rebel, like I said, later. You're not going to be able to get it in the RHO or the Tungsten. And look, the RHO, that's a high output variant of the Ram truck, right? You just can't match the power output of the straight six. And look, I know you all said you wanted V8s. I completely understand. But I'll tell you why I think not having in the Tungsten makes kind of a lot of sense. Those other trims I talked about, those are very competent trims. Laramie, I continue to zero in on as like the best value trim in the Ram lineup. You can have that most of the time under 50 grand when discounting is really high. And it's got a lot of nice stuff on it. Limited and Longhorn, even nicer. Those are nice trims. But the Tungsten is a whole other thing. And to me, that trim, Brian and I got to drive it at the Texas Truck Rodeo. We kind of talked about it then. That's a high-end trim for guys who are coming from high-end luxury sedans, but they want a pickup truck because pickup trucks are great and they provide you a lot of utility. It's not really the trim that I think guys that are doing a lot of towing or heavy work are going to go for. And I also want to be honest about that Turbo 6, man. We got to drive one. I understand why you're all clamoring for V8s, and I'm not going to tell you, how long that straight six is going to last or anything. That's not what we do on this channel. I can just tell you the user experience of that engine is awesome. All right. The torque curve, it hits hard, it hits low, and it stays flat. And so just driving around, which one are you going to prefer as just your daily experience? I'm telling you, that turbo straight six is awesome. All right. But, you know, the feedback from consumers was pretty loud when the V8 went away. And I completely understand that. You know, if I were buying one for me, I'm probably going to go with a Laramie 4x4 with the V8 because I do have some towing needs, and I would just rather do that with the V8. But so that's what's up with the trims. Pretty much everything except for RHO, no tungsten, and no Rebel just yet. You know, I keep saying it's going to have the eTorque. Some people are going to like that. Some people are not. The eTorque is a mild hybrid system. It's supposed to eke out a little bit more gas mileage. Makes your kind of auto start stop function work a little bit better. But it seems like kind of an odd choice to reintroduce the Hemi with, but there's a reason for that. If you guys have been following our videos, we speculated about the potential of a Hemi return months ago, and Brian kind of pointed out, look, they can't just flip a switch and start slapping Hemis in there. This is a newish platform. They spent a lot of time, money, engineering that platform for the new Hurricane straight six. You can't just flip a switch and put a Hemi in there. It takes time to develop. Well, Ram tells us that for whatever reason, going with the eTorque variant of the 5.7 allowed them to cut the development time from 18 months to 6. So if you're mad about only having eTorque as an option, well, that's why. You can have a V8 with eTorque now, or you could wait another year plus and have the 5.7 without eTorque. So that's the deal with that. Hold on. All right, so why has Ram been doing this? Well, I think you guys know it's been a combination of a few things. Turnover and leadership at the top. A lot of consumer feedback saying they want their V8s back. All right. And also a little bit of a changing regulatory environment, we think, in terms of gas mileage regulations and things like that. And, you know, I think it just works better with Ram's image. And when you kind of think about Ram and Dodge together, you know, their image is a little bit contrarian. They still sell you V8 sedans. That's crazy in today's world. Nobody else does that. Or at least they were for a long time, right? And so Ram shoppers, I think a lot of them were Ram shoppers because V8s are going away in all these other brands. Here's a new Toyota Tundra passing me right now. No more V8. Difficult to get a V8 in the Ford F-150. The EcoBoost is ubiquitous now in their lineup. And people don't like it. They're saying, we don't want them to go away. We want to keep them. And so Ram's listening and reintroducing it to their lineup. And I think that's a good thing. You know, there's a lot more going to come out in the next few weeks. We can't talk about all of it just yet, but some good things on the call for the Ram brand and some of the, you know, Stellantis brands as a whole. And so please subscribe to the channel. Please help us keep growing. Please show these guys that, you know, allowing us a little bit early access to some of this information is beneficial to them. So that we can continue to get this kind of access from more manufacturers. All right, guys. So, you know, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please comment on it. Tell us your thoughts. How do you feel about eTorque being the only option? You know, would you like to see the 6.4 in a half ton? or something like that. Has this maybe changed your truck buying plans over the next few months, knowing that there's going to be 5.7 liter Rams hitting lots this summer? So let us know. Thanks again for watching the video. I'll end it with an awkward wave. Please like and subscribe.